Welcome, everyone. I am so happy to be with you guys. A lot of times we'll do these health chats, and I'm so grateful because the weather is so beautiful out here in Colorado. Most of the time, I recognize that people are sacrificing beautiful weather to be on. However, that's not the case tonight because it's cold and it's dark and it's snowy, and we've had snow for like a week. So I totally get why you're all home, and I'm thankful that you're jumping on the health chat to talk about something that's really important, and that is heart health. So February is Heart Health Month, so we thought what a better, there's not a better topic to talk about. So we're going to spend the next 30 minutes or so just talking about the different ways we can hopefully get my computer to work and different ways we can really jump in and benefit our heart and approach things naturally. So there we go. We'll try it this way. Haha. So my name is Lisa Anderson. This is a picture of my kiddos, and you can see up here in the top right, these are the reasons I built a Shaklee business. I am going on 20 years in Shaklee now, something that meant to be really just a great way to get my kids healthy and keep them from being so sick, turned into a great way to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. Turned into a beautiful career, turned into a really thriving organization and business. So I've been so fortunate to travel to Kenya and China and other places with Shaklee, college funds for my kids. But I'll tell you what, the ability to have the freedom and flexibility of this business and yet create something that's so meaningful and fulfilling, I'm thankful every single day for my business, and that's just the truth. So part of this business is getting to talk health, and I love it. I love talking about health. I love talking about natural health, and so that's what we're doing tonight. So thank you for joining us. So let's talk a little heart health. Your health depends on a lot of choices you make every day. And I love this philosophy and this message because I absolutely believe that it's true. And one of the things that is one of the most empowering messages we have in Shaklee is that you get to have the say over your health. It's not a message you hear a lot in this life, but I believe without a shadow of a doubt it's true. So tonight we're going to talk about a lot of the things that you have control over. And of course, heart health is a really important piece to overall health because every single thing in your body has to have blood source, and your blood does not get to your body without your heart doing all of the things it needs to do, right? Okay, so let's talk about the 4 key factors for maintaining a healthy heart. One that we all know by now in the year of 2020 is not smoking. Smoking is one of the absolute worst things you can do for your heart. Will guarantee you heart problems. Exercising is so good for the heart in every area of the body, but especially for the heart because of the benefits that it brings in. And you know what? It doesn't have to be killer exercise. Just regular, consistent moving your body will benefit your heart. Maintaining a healthy weight, which I'll talk about just briefly, and then following a healthy diet. And then we're going to really move into some very targeted, specific solutions for heart health. So, of course, we know that moving into a really beautiful, plentiful, abundant range of healthy fruits and vegetables is the way your body was designed. And you can't talk about heart health without talking about the value of having a multitude of colorful, antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables. And so I love that this is a major part of what we share in our businesses, and I believe that it is absolutely the truth, and I'm thankful that I get to be a part of a conversation where I'm encouraged myself to build what I call plant-centric meals, where I start my meals with a whole bunch of veggies and then I build on that, and guess what, they're really quite good. So talking about healthy weight, so we're going to move into targeted solutions tonight, but I am going to mention our weight loss program because I think it's pretty big. So I'll talk about kind of a really solid way to start on a heart healthy program with Shaklee, and then we'll touch up base on our 180 line. So this is one of the funnest ways to start a health chat because we get to take a quick journey down the memory lane of where we came from in Shaklee. And it's a great story because our business and our product line started all the way back in 1915. when Dr. Shaklee pioneered the very first multivitamin. And then in 1960, where we made the first, Dr. Shaklee made the first non-toxic household cleaning product, which also became the very first Earth Day product. And then we have the very first plant-based protein supplement, and it goes on and on and on, where you see that we have this company that is a major source of nutritional research and development and innovation. And now here we are, in 2020, and the science that Shaklee keeps putting out and the discoveries and the creations are still really just second to none. We have some really cool bragging points within the world of elite athleticism and NASA, where we have made products for NASA since 1980, but we have elite athletes, or the best athletes in NASA, that use Shaklee's Vitalizer Strip, which I'm going to talk about, and our Olympic athletes that have now won 137 medals at the Games. This is the page that is going to set us up for what makes Shaklee different, and why we know if you try Shaklee products, you're going to get good results, and they're going to be an answer for you that you can depend on, that you can count on. So at the core of our company and the strength of who we are, we're a science company. This is our #1 point of difference. And you can look on this page and see all the different statistics. This is the reason I came to Shaklee, because I had a science background in the nursing field, and these were the things that I was looking for, and I wanted this type of substantiation. So we have over 100,000 quality tests done annually on our products, 350 tests on every new ingredient, more than 300 million in research and development. And if you take the next 10 of the very best companies and add it together, they don't touch that. So that is really where we're so far set apart from the rest of the competition. You can see up on the right, this now, basically last slide, 137 published clinical studies. I got a little bit of feedback coming back. If someone wants to mute their line, we'll take care of that. We were the first company to be climate neutral certified. We're the only company to get that certification year after year. And you can see there's a couple of things here, but these are the things that no other company really gets to claim. And this is the solid evidence that this company and these products are what they say they are, and they will get the results that they say to get. Okay, so let's talk about the first, I think, greatest entry point into making a difference with your health with Shaklee products. And this is called the Prove It Challenge. It was put together and launched last July, and it is basically the very best collection of products we have, which you see over here on the right, which is our Vitalizer Strip, our protein shakes, and a 7-day cleanse. Now, when we're looking at our health and we're talking about things specifically like heart health or other different issues, it is really important to recognize the significance of approaching the body foundationally. And if we can meet the nutritional needs that the body has kind of on the baseline foundation level, then everything else we do to help our health gets that much more traction and that much more effectiveness. So the Prove It Challenge, I believe, is the absolute best way for someone to move into a healthier lifestyle and a healthier nutrition program, because you get so much bang for your buck, and it really builds the body up nutritionally. So I'm going to just take a quick minute to zip through this, and then we'll move into some specifics. So the cool thing about the program is it gives a free 7-day cleanse. You can see over here on the left the things that are guaranteed. There was a great study done on this cleanse. It comes with a wonderful eating plan, but I'll tell you what, this program is the best way to kind of be a catalyst to jumpstart you into a better place health-wise. It breaks a lot of cravings. It helps your body absorb more nutritionally, and it really is just a great way to reset or jumpstart the body, right? In addition to that, we have our Vitalizer Pack. This is the #1 product sold in our entire organization. It is without a doubt the most popular program we have, and people get the most results from it. So you can see the supplements over here on the right. You can see the delivery system. All of these listed down here on the left, these are the things that have been proven by research studies to be positively impacted by this nutrition pack. It has 80 different nutrients, 5 separate delivery systems, 12 patents. It is just a powerhouse. I'm going to point out that there's 2 nutrients in here that we're going to talk specifically about when it comes to just targeting heart health, and that is Omega Guard, which is our fish oil, and CoQ Heart, which is our coenzyme Q product. So those are also included in here. So this is just again, it's the cornerstone of most of our members' nutrition program. And then these are all the foods you would need to eat on a daily basis to get the nutrition that comes in the Vitalizer strip. So it's a pretty powerful picture. The Life Shake is also in the Prove It Challenge program. And again, you can look right here on the label to see how extraordinary this product is. Vegan, non-GMO, low glycemic, which is a really important thing for health. And then you can see all of the other things, gluten-free, dairy-free, and all that. And then here's the nutrient content that you would need to have to get what you get in a Life Shake. And then one of my favorite slides, because I think it offers such a fantastic perspective, the Prove It Challenge and all of the things I just showed you, $5.30 a day. So you get a meal, your probiotics, your nutritional supplements, the 7-day cleanse pack. And for just an accurate comparison, we look at what we would spend without thinking twice, right? As we're going out and we're getting our coffee or we're getting our sandwich. So I think to choose a program like this that is cheaper than things that we do without thinking about it, and that is going to make such a massive difference in our health, it's really smart. And it really is a great way to just say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take control of my health and start making the changes and be in charge of how I'm going to live and how I'm going to feel, right? And then here's the 180 program. This is our weight loss program. This is where people who need to lose, 20 or more pounds go to. It is so healthy, so well designed, so good for us. And if we're talking heart health, one of the biggest gifts you can give to yourself is to have a healthy weight. So again, this is just glimpses of these, but we wanted you to know about them because it's a really important piece of taking care of your heart and living a life that's good for your heart, right? Okay, so let's talk omegas. We know that omega-3 fatty acids are the powerhouse when we're talking about nutritional support for heart health. There's a lot of great research that goes back decades now that really shows without a shadow of a doubt the benefit of a good omega rich diet. One of the problems we have, though, is the fish that we get it from are very contaminated. So much so that women for the last decade that get pregnant, their doctors really want them to limit their fish consumption because they know they're probably going to get some source of contamination. So you can't talk about omega-3 rich diets without thinking about the source and what's coming in it. The other problem is we live in Colorado. We're landlocked, so to get really clean, fresh, pure fish is actually hard for a lot of states in the country. And that's why supplementation is really smart, because then you get this guarantee of a certain correct amount of your omega-3 fatty acids, and with Shaklee's fish oil, you get a guarantee of purity. So we have pharmaceutical grade. There's an amazing process they go through to make sure that it's purified. They also use a source of fish that is the cleanest source of fish. So it is a tremendous start to really working on heart health. And I do want to mention it also has great science that's proven that it helps with brain health, which then translates into benefit for mental health and depression and ADD and ADHD. The benefits omegas and skin health. It's a really smart product to take. It's huge for inflammation, which is a reason I take extra omegas, because I get inflammation in my joints a lot. It helps with triglycerides, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood clots, rheumatoid arthritis. It's huge for migraines. And the list really goes on and on and on. But when we're talking about heart health, this is the best place to talk. So again, it's in the Vitalizer, but I suggest for people who have really good goals for either dealing with a heart problem they already have or increasing their heart health, extra omegas makes really good sense. And then here you can just see the list of the things that it helps with in specific conjecture with heart health. And then I thought I would go ahead and mention some of the things that have happened in the last decade with fish oils and contamination. And this is just a list of a few of the fish oils that have been sued and that were in some serious litigation in California because they were so contaminated with PCB levels, lead, mercury, all kinds of things that were so significant that people were actually being hospitalized from contamination from the fish oil they were taking. So it isn't a little concern. It's a big concern. And it's something that you really need to be able to trust the supplement company they're using. And that's one of the most beautiful things about Shaklee, is that you have that trust. It's also the reason the Olympic athletes choose Shaklee, because they don't have to worry about having contamination in their product. So, okay, our heart is the hardest working muscle in the body. And we want to talk about coenzyme Q because that is the production of the energy in our cells. We are getting a little bit of feedback again, so if you guys just want to check your devices and make sure you're on mute, and that way that won't be coming through. Coenzyme Q is so crucial for every organ in the body. You can see, I think this is an interesting one. You'd have to eat 10 pounds of pistachios to get the same coenzyme Q from a diet as you do from this source. And I'm going to read you a few statistics. Our coenzyme Q, or our CoQ Heart, has up to 500% more bioavailable coenzyme Q than powders, up to 333% more bioavailable than soft gels. It's the only CoQ product that has resveratrol, which comes from red wine, which is huge for heart health. Every cell in the body requires CoQ10 to create energy, especially the heart and the brain. Recycles and regenerates vitamin E and prevents oxidation of LDL and cholesterol up to 80%. And I think, I think I'm going to see if I can mute you guys from my panel here, because we're still getting some pretty bad feedback. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, really quick. Aha, I did it. Okay, so let's talk about some of the side effects of statin drugs. So I'm just listing the side effects here from Lipitor, but these are very common side effects that run across the board of all statin drugs. These are not just, just Lipitor problems, but this is just a good list that I had handy. You can see liver damage, general tiredness and weakness. It's because that statins block the production of coenzyme Q. So here's one of the worst things that happen in this particular group of meds. The medicine that is designed to benefit the heart and protect the heart from the cholesterol problems, in and of itself hurts the heart because it blocks the creation or the amount of coenzyme Q that's available. So it's a big problem. In addition to that, you can see all of the other things that it's listing down here, from headaches, muscle damage. It's serious. It has been known for a long time that statins are pretty much some of the worst offenders in terms of side effects from drugs. And yet, here's the thing, and this absolutely makes me crazy. Many physicians will put you on a statin drug even before you were to have high cholesterol, because they believe in kind of the prophylactic approach to managing cholesterol, and they'll put it on you because they say, well, your cholesterol is probably going to get high, so they want to put you on it. It is a terrible, in my opinion, a terrible approach to being healthy. And so the more we can get out there in terms of staying off these drugs, dealing with our health naturally, the massive difference we can make in terms of the quality of life that we have. So again, I could kind of go on and on about this because it's so frustrating to me. The ignorance towards the side effects of these medications, and then the ignorance towards the benefits of just choosing healthy lifestyle and healthy products. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about plant sterols and stanols, because this is a really big key to dealing with cholesterol. This is what is in our cholesterol reduction complex. It delivers 2,000 milligrams of plant sterols and stanols. You see on the left the foods that you would have to eat in a single day to have those. It is such a significant thing. I remember when this product was first developed for Shaklee, and we had a really great lecture on how these sterols and stanols work to impact the cholesterol, and it is fascinating. But here's the part that's so exciting. They lower the LDL significantly, and that's the bad cholesterol, but they raise the HDL significantly, and that's the good cholesterol. So this product here is a lifesaver. I have, without a shadow of doubt, know that it has changed many, many, many people's lives, but it also protects your health overall, which you cannot say from a statin drug, because statin drugs cause all those other problems. So I love the fact that we have this, and that we can, as a company, promoted. The FDA has given Shaklee full rights to make the claims that it has 100% of the sterols and stanols that really deal with cholesterol naturally. So this is a powerhouse product and makes a huge difference. So let's real quick talk about blood pressure. We have a product called blood pressure, and I have several people in my organization that swear by this. They have told me that it lowers their blood pressure better than the medication they were on. It's cheaper than the medication that they were on. It's just a wonderful, again, tool to bring into your arsenal to deal with blood pressure and help you have natural, healthy blood circulation, healthier vessels, healthier arteries without having to put a medication in the body. So it is a really nice, again, comparatively speaking, inexpensive way to support your body and help your body naturally. So here's the 2 targeted programs that Shaklee has for heart health, the blood pressure regimen and the cholesterol regimen. All of our products are 100% guaranteed, which is really awesome. And Shaklee has actually had that guarantee since its inception. And I believe the rate of return on our products are less than 0.03% or something around that. It's extraordinarily low, again, because our products work and they work really, really well. Okay, so before I unshare my screen, I just want to put in one quick minute. When we talk about health and we talk about these products, I think it's appropriate to make sure that everybody knows that we do have an opportunity available in Shaklee. Anyone can take a look at and choose to participate in our business. The business part of Shaklee is so extraordinary, I think probably because it's so heart-led, it's very authentic, very genuine, really helps people. But you can also see some of the things here on the screen. It's flexible and simple and mobile and social. This is just a quick snapshot of the ranks that are in Shaklee, starting at director, going all the way up to presidential master coordinator. You'll see the average annual income, starting at director, going all the way to presidential master. I put this up here because if this is something you are curious about, talk to the person that invited you, and you can explore this with them to see if this is going to be a possible option or a good fit for you. I am sure thankful that someone shared it with me. All right. This is a good way to wrap up our slides. The person who takes medicine must recover twice, once from the disease and once from the medicine. And then, of course, to bring us all the way back to the beginning, your health is determined by your choices. A healthier life most definitely can be in your future. So I'm going to introduce my dear friend, business partner, personal trainer, Stephanie Stafford. We do a lot of presentations together because she brings a tremendous amount of experience to the table.
You know, when talking about really it's looking at the drugs and the impact that they really truly have on our bodies, and what we can do without those drugs is so huge. And for me, heart health really hits close to home because my father had all sorts of, heart issues. He was on statin drugs for years to manage cholesterol. Even though he was eating very clean and healthy, the doctors insisted that he take his statin drugs. And if I knew then what I know now, I mean, you were looking at the whole list of things it does in the body, but there's a bigger correlation than that. And the statin drugs, because of the lack of CoQ10,
Yes.
It completely disrupts how the DNA reacts, and as a result, it leads to a lot of neurodegenerative diseases. So that may present as an Alzheimer's, an MS, Parkinson's. For my dad, it's Parkinson's. But I look at the research and, gosh, if I knew that I could have just given him some CoQ10, that alone may have made a humongous difference in his life. And as we're looking at things deteriorating now, like, why would you take a medication that can be so hugely detrimental until you've literally exhausted every other option? And then when we look at what can we do with exercise, how can we change our diet, and how can we really truly support supplementally and make an enormous impact without having to destroy the body. And it's not just heart health, but you can look at it across the board with so many different health issues where the doctors will literally just immediately go towards a medication
Mm-hmm.
without actually looking at addressing lifestyle. And sometimes it's a huge overhaul, and sometimes it's making really small changes.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as, when you're looking at, people say, oh, don't eat any more beef because, your cholesterol, your heart disease. But the reality is, if you were to eat grass-fed beef, the lipid profile there is so completely different. It's that 1-to-1 omega-3 to omega-6 ratio that is ideal. Whereas the beef that is, corn-fed, not grass-fed, it has a 16-to-1 bad to good
Yes.
fats. That's a humongous difference just by choosing a different meat. And yes, it's more expensive, but then just have less of it. But when you do eat it, eat the good stuff. So little things like that can make an enormous difference in your life and in your health. And then when you look at what you can do supplementally, you can reduce your cholesterol by taking something natural versus something that can literally cause the end game of your life to be horrific. Why would you choose that? So that's kind of where I come from when I look at, heart health. Is really, there's so much more that we can do that is so much better than just taking the drug, and that's where we should start.
Yeah. You know what? I know this is a topic that's really near and dear to you because you're living this out with your dad right now. I sometimes I think, how can I do a better job at really conveying the significance of what you just said? And we think about expense now, but let's talk about how expensive is it when we're really, really sick? Or how inexpensive is it if we can keep working and we can keep being healthy? Do you know what I mean? So choosing a healthy approach, a natural preventative approach, but then also a natural approach to dealing with our health has such a high return financially that I think it's really worth trying to convey and talk about, because once we do lose it, then everything starts to going downhill, and the cost, and then you're really at the mercy. So I feel like there's such a powerful need to tell people, listen, don't jump to the drugs. Like you said, oh, I loved it. Exhaust everything first. Put a vegetable in your mouth every 3 hours.
Yes.
Think about the type of meat you eat. Walk every day. They're not big things, and many of them don't cost anything, but my goodness, the return is significant. So that is, in a nutshell, really what we're about in Shaklee, is talking and sharing and teaching and encouraging ways to live that will change our lives and make our future imminently better down the road. So I'm very proud of our message, and I'm really thankful that this message was shared with me, and then I get to invest it into my own life personally, but then share it. So thanks, Steph, for chiming in. I think that's really really good stuff. And if you guys, if at the end of this is being recorded, it will go up on our Better Health in 31 Days website. But if you take nothing else, remember you have a tremendous amount of say and power. And the more you learn, the more power you have, and the more little bitty choices you make, the greater the overall changes that happen in the future. So